Hey guys, what's up? I just got back from the SPAH convention, which is the Society for the Preservation and Advancement of the Harmonica, and we went down to San Antonio. This is the T-shirt for it. It's awesome. And I spent 8 years down in San Antonio, so for me, it was basically just a big homecoming for me. And I got there because of a scholarship. Sorry about the dogs barking, but it was just a heck of a lot of fun, and I got to get a whole bunch of stuff out of it, and I want to show you guys that stuff. So first up is, I got a whole bunch of new harmonicas and I got a new microphone, but I'm gonna show you accessories that I got for these harmonicas, and these are particularly for Golden Melodies. Now, what I did was I put a bamboo, I put a wood comb. I forgot the name of it. I don't think it's I'm pretty sure it's not bamboo. I forgot the name of it. But I put a wood comb on this Golden Melody, and on this Golden Melody, I put on black candy powder cover plates or something like that. Powder coated. I'm gonna say powder coated. And for the wood comb, it makes everything a lot more airtight. I've heard from Ronnie Shellist that it makes everything more airtight, and it just turns out to be a lot better harp. And with these, with the powder coated cover plates, they just feel more. For the player, it seems a lot more just friendly to use a powder coated cover plate. It just usually does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play these, and then I'm gonna go through all the rest of the harps, and then I'm gonna show you my new microphone. So first, this is a Golden Melody in the key of F. So these sound pretty good. Now I'm going to show you the sound of the Golden Melody. So obviously the wood resonates with this particular key. This is in the key of B flat, and it resonates a lot better. Wood combs on lower keys are just a heck of a lot better than plastic ones, and it also helps with the equal temperament tuning. I personally think that. So next up is some more stuff from Hohner. Those are both Hohner harmonicas. These are also Hohner harmonicas. This is called the Rocket Amp. Sorry if you guys can't see that very well, but yeah, this is basically an updated version of the Golden Melody. Not Golden Melody. Sorry, Special 20. And the original Rocket. Let me get that out really quick. The original Rocket has opened up cover plates. These in particular do not. The amps do not have a open up side vents, unlike the original Rockets. And the reason why is because these are already loud harps to begin with. They're already pretty loud. So for these, they're still that loud, but they're supposed to be. You're able to cup a microphone in it, and this is the new microphone. I'll talk about it later. But you're supposed to be able to cup a microphone in it very, very easily. And in this one, it's in the key of G. And personally, I just needed a new G, and it was the very last day, so I decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just buy this. And honestly, it was a great choice to buy this. I'm gonna be highly enjoying these, and they're only a limited amount, I believe, only like 150 in the U.S. now, and I happen to have one of them. Sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this one for you. So these harps I really enjoy because they give you the best amount of volume that you could possibly get, and also they just look fun to use. And speaking of ones that are fun to use, the next one is also a rocket. Let me just put this right there. And if you're wondering why I keep on reaching like this, it's because it's sitting up on my case. So next up is the Rocket Low Tuned. The Rocket Low Tuned. This is the newest one for the Rocket line, and it's basically like it sounds. They're low tuned. They're low tuned harmonicas, and so the original Rocket, it's all standard keys, no other adjustments, and open side vents all. This one has the closed side vents, and it still has that. They all still have that opened up back. They all still have that opened up back showing. So yeah, they still have the exact same opened up cover plates in the back. But other than that, every one of them is different in their own way, besides the keys. Like this one's in the key of C, this one's in the key of G, and this one is in the key of low E flat. So other than the key, I love the fact that they're color coded like this, because you can tell which harp you're going to be grabbing, and you can know what style this is. So for gray, they're standard, and they're for every single possible thing that you can imagine. For the Rocket amps, they're meant for microphone playing, and they're meant for blues, all of the above. And these are also meant for specialty playing as well as blues. But I really love messing around with these. But I got a funny story about these. There was a few teach-ins at SPAH, and what that is basically just a bunch of harmonica players and teachers just come around in a big massive like circle around tables, and you go to each one that you want to go to, and you learn something new. So I was over at this one table learning about some like looping effects and stuff like that, and a guy by the name of Joe Falisco, who I adore too damn much, comes up to me, and he's hosting the teach-ins. He's hosting every single one of the teach-ins. He comes over to our table, and he sees that I have my case open, and he's been talking with all the youth guys. I was granted a youth scholarship, so he's been talking with all of us, and he is a great guy. He is a great guy. I got to hang out with him, got to play with him. He's awesome. But he came up to me before like I actually got to be able to hang out with him and play with him and stuff like that. He came up to me and he saw that I had this just sitting in my case, and he's like, "Oh, so you got one of those new Rocket Low Tunes? Yeah. So are they pretty mediocre?" Yeah, are they pretty mediocre? And in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah. When they're not mediocre. And I joked with him later yesterday about them, and they're really good harps. I personally enjoy using them, and they're just fun to use. And the reason why he said that is because he designed the Hohner Thunderbird, and this one's in the key of low D. So. So he designed the system of the low tune harmonicas. It has his signature about right there. You can barely see it because it's so close to the damn camera. Yeah, so it's about right there. And these are part of the Marine Band lines. And he basically just created them. Oh, not the low tuned harmonicas. He just created the style for Hohner that they were going to be using. And they're just a heck of a lot of fun to use, really. So, and this one's in the key of low E flat, so I'm going to be playing a little bit for you as well. Here we go. Sorry, I just had dinner. So yeah, that's the difference. And yes, they are different brands, but you know what? I wanted to experiment. Okay, so enough of that. Next up, we have a Suzuki Manji. This is the first one I have ever owned, and I like low tune keys so much that I decided to get it in the key of low E. And these are Japanese-made harps, and they also borrow the type of design that Joe Filisko used. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. So he basically just, in a sense, I don't know if they stole it from Joe or Joe stole it from them, or whoever did that. But yeah, these they have very similar looks. They both have that little back part just put down to the nth degree, and that's because the reeds don't wobble. That's so the reeds won't wobble, and it works very well for the Thunderbird and Suzuki Manjis. And these are available in any shape or form. You can get them any place, anytime, anywhere. And they're in all different keys, so you get any kind of minor keys. You get low keyed harmonicas, you get high keyed, country tuned, standard, any kind of keys that you want. They got it for you, and it's all in Suzuki Manji. It's all in Suzuki Manji. Suzuki makes other harmonicas, but Manji is, in my opinion, their best. I tried a Folkmaster, and that just seemed like a starter harmonica. So yeah. So and this one's in the key of low E, and I am in love with these harmonicas. I'm gonna have to give me a heck of a lot more. So yeah, this one I'm gonna be trying out as well. So, yeah, I am loving Suzuki Manji, so I'm gonna have to get me a heck of a lot more Suzuki Manjis. Sorry, I just moved this rocking chair into my room because my sister decided to steal basically my love seat that I had in here, and that kind of pissed me off because she's now in a different part of town. She's going to college, and that's in her apartment. Thank you for that, Katie. Sorry for that. Anyway, so that's Suzuki Manji. I'm definitely going to be getting me a heck of a lot more of these. I'm loving these. Next up is probably, other than this one, probably the cutest professional harmonica I've ever seen and ever played. Seidel Big Sixes. These things are fucking adorable. These are like I said, professional grade harmonicas. They are so freaking tiny. It's unbelievable. This one is in the key of C. And I had always been looking at these. I was just like, man, that's kind of cute. I think I need to get one of those. So I ended up obviously getting one of these. And hold on a second, I gotta find the can. Okay. Sorry about all that ruckus. But yeah, it comes in these cans. And I saw a commercial a couple years ago for them, and it's basically like you open it up, and it's like a thing of any canned vegetables that you might get, any canned meats, anything like that. So basically anything canned, it's sort of like that, except there's no food inside of them. There's no food inside of them. It comes with these little harmonicas, and not this one, not this big yellow thing, or my house key, but it comes with these lanyards, and they're really cool. And I'm gonna be using this for college, so yeah, just fun. I met the guys at Seidel who make these, and who sell these, and they gave me a great deal on them. I only had to pay $35 or something like that. Very cheaply and very modestly priced. And in the commercial, what they say about it is like you open it up, and once again, it's literally like a can, because it is can. You can it's got handcrafted German air inside of it, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first opened it, it kind of did, and now it's like if you have any bad odors just around you, whip one of these out. It might be just the aluminum in there anyway, but it still works. And these little guys are the cutest things ever, and I'm gonna be playing, so. And also, they said that this can also double as like a sound projector. So it's like. So yeah, that's actually really cool. So if I ever don't want to turn on my amp, I could just get one of these. And if I don't want to use one of my full size, I'll just use these. These are good walking around harps. They're a bad habit, though. I will say that they're a bad habit for any professional diatonic players. And these are all diatonics that I got, because it only goes to hole 6. Every other harmonica goes to hole 10. So that's a bit distracting, because if you keep on using these, you're not gonna be going to 7, 8, 9, or 10. You're only going to be going from 1 to 6, and that's not exactly ideal. So just keep that in mind. Place that right there, and now I'm going to show you 2 harps that I got for free, basically. And this one is called hold on a second. Screw it. There's something on my screen. I'll just look at it later. Anyway, so what this is called an East Top harmonica. And I got this for free last night during a raffle because I had to go around and sell raffle tickets and then run the prizes to people. So basically the guy said, okay, here's four of these. You can take one, but give every other one away. And if you don't want it, just give it away. And I wanted to try it because I had tried it a couple days before, and I was like, I'm very interested, so I want to know this. So I decided, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try these. And in my opinion, they are very good harmonicas, and they're very affordable. They're very professional, and I think if anybody wants to use them, that if anybody wants to go ahead and order some right now, go ahead and buy some. It's all up to you, and you'll be making a pretty good investment. I'll say that you'll be making a very smart decision because they are good harmonicas. Sorry, you are getting a view of the side of my house. Sorry about that. So anyway, and they have a very similar look to the Fender Blues DeVille. And I'm gonna be assuming that Fender is making a deal with them, and they're copying their designs, or at least the guy who makes them, Danny G, is selling the designs to them or something like that. I'm not sure, but all I know is they sound very, very good. So here we go. So, yeah, if I get more of these, I'm definitely going to be joining them. I love the Golden Melody that I showed you before the first one. The cover plates are what I love the most because this is what I want as a player. I don't they're more slick and they feel better on the mouth than a chrome cover plate does, because with the chrome cover plate, they tend to, once again, they show that they get rusted, and they show that they can be scratched. These don't show that they can be scratched, and that's what I like about them. They don't show that they can get scratched, and they just feel so much better than a regular harp. Though if you do cup it like this or something like that, like if you cup it like this, then it's gonna dig into your hand a little bit, but that's just if you play like that. It really doesn't matter. So that's that. And the last harmonica before I get to the microphone is from a company that I never heard of, but a friend of mine named Top Parrott, who plays gospel and train stuff, a lot of country, and I've seen it perform. I've hung out with him on many occasions. Is called the Golden Bird harmonicas, and so the Golden Bird harmonicas are out of a company in China. And the sales guy who runs it, and I believe owns the company. I'm not entirely sure, but he makes these harmonicas, and they're very affordable. They are $20. Every single one of them is $20. If you want to get a set, they're going to be obviously a bit more pricey. But then again, if it's a set of $20 harmonicas, then yeah, it's bound to. I mean, like a $40. Like if you get $40 out of a harmonica, of a standard harmonica, and then you get a whole set of them, and yet you see that they're about maybe $150. I mean, like, yeah, that's gonna make sense. But honest to God, like I was just at his booth. He said, "Hey, would you like to try one?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I try one. It's like, "Hey, can you give me some critiques? Can you give me some of your opinions?" And so I had to play a little bit more, and and so far I'm liking everything about this harmonica. The clear comb makes it feel like makes the sound feel like it's a wood comb harmonica, at least to me. And that's what I like about it. And I like the fact that they don't tell you that they're equal temperament tuning, which is basically like they're tuned to the same things as like a piano. And and that caught me by surprise because I didn't think that these were equal temperament tuning. And I just thought that, hey, these are harmonicas, they sound cool. And the clear comb, as you can see, is one of the probably the coolest thing about this harp. And 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 me and a bunch of other people, including Todd Parrott and Ronnie Shellist, like we were surprised on how good these things play. They are fun. They're phenomenal to play. They're professional harmonicas that cost $20, and the guy will just one of my opinions, and I gave it to him, and I said I love the stuff that you're doing with with the clear combs because he has white combs as well, and different cover plates. These are more of like your standard cover plates. There's other ones that are kind of flared up, and I kind of like those, but I wanted to try these out, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get one of those flared up combs. But yeah, these just intrigued me, and I love the feel of them, and I love the sound out of them because they just surprised me greatly. I was not expecting a $20 harmonica to sound like this, and obviously I'm building up all this hype. So here we go. So I'm loving these harps, and I'll admit not as much as the Suzuki Magis because those I'm falling in love with, but these are fantastic harmonicas. If anybody wants to try out some harmonicas and start playing, definitely pick up a Golden Bird. I highly recommend a Golden Bird. Now, there is one thing I will say that I don't like about them, and it's very small, and it's basically the same as the East Top. Like I cup them in my hands like this sometimes, and they're like a Marine Man. They dig into your thing. But once again, they dig into your hands, and it's a pet peeve thing for me. So if you like the fact that they dig into your hands, go for it. Have fun with it. Go wild. But sometimes I just like the reed plates basically. I would like them to be a bit rounded off. I'm gonna shoot him an email about this. But I would like if he rounded them off so this way they didn't dig in and they didn't feel as sharp. But other than that, that's the only critique I have on them. And I just had an amazing time just testing out all these different harmonicas, trying out minor keys, natural minor keys, country tune harmonicas. I was just having a ball back in San Antonio. And we just got in and had dinner. And it's amazing. It's amazing how many people are willing to dedicate their lives to this little instrument like I have. These little guys just saved my life. And there's a bunch of more people out there that consider it the same way. It may not have saved them like it has with me, but they have been saved by the harmonica in some form or another. I met a lady named Cynthia, who had her arms basically. She basically was mauled by a bear and she lost both of her arms. And now she plays harmonica with like those. If you've seen Tropic Thunder, the ones that Nick Nolte used in the movie, that's the one. Those are basically the same thing, and those were those were the things that she was using. And I never got a chance to hear her play, but her story is amazing. And this other kid that shares my name, and we both were youth scholars. This guy named Cole Morin. He, bless his little heart. He's a blind kid. He's a blind kid, and I don't know exactly what's wrong with him. Maybe a birth defect. I'm not entirely sure, but he has some mental disabilities, and he plays like nobody you've ever seen before. I mean, like, the old fable is that a harmonica is a blind man's instrument, and it is, because you don't see what's going on in here. You don't see what's going on, and it's all the secret of the player. You never get like an inside detail about what these people are doing. And that's like me. And if you want to know about these secrets, there's a DVD out there called Rick Estrin Reveals Secrets, Subtleties, and Tricks on blues harmonica. And it's a great watch if you want to go ahead and watch it. It's a great tutorial on how to perform blues and how to basically become a blues harmonica player. You can become a blues harmonica player by playing the blues, but in order to be a great harmonica player, I would recommend watching his thing. And I benefited from it. I haven't watched the full thing, I admit, but what I have seen of it, I have benefited greatly from it. And I could definitely see myself using that stuff all the time, and I can definitely see why other people have, because Rick Estrin said of himself, like, he has not gotten one complaint about it, and I'm not complaining whatsoever. So that's all I got on harmonicas. Now on the microphone, that's a whole different story. Right. So okay. So this is my brand new harmonica microphone, and this thing is phenomenal. I haven't got a lot of stuff to kind of just do a bunch of random crap with it, but I love the feel of it because this is actual wood. This is not some sort of weird paint job. This is actual wood, and it feels great. You can get it stained so it looks all glossy, nice, and clean. I just like the feel of it. So I was just testing these out. Ronnie Shellis uses these. Charlie Musselwhite uses them as well, and these are just great all-around mics. And the story that I have a story behind this mic, specifically with there's a cord back there, but I got this microphone, and the cord for it, you can get a cord for it, and it costs about $40. And so and this microphone was like $260. So I didn't want to spend the money on the cable. So I decided I'm going to get an adapter for $14, and I'm just going to use the guitar cable that I have at home, this one. And obviously I'm using it right now because this is what I'll be practicing with. And when I go out to jams, I'm going to be using that cord, because they're very strong, they're very durable, and they just rock. I was using it a little while ago, and they make it sound phenomenal. But so this one guy named Owen Evans comes up to me when I'm running the youth booths to sell raffle tickets, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, you got one of those microphones that Ronnie Shellis uses?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I do, yeah." And it's like, so how come you didn't get the cord? Did you know that they have cords? And it's like, yeah, but I didn't want to spend the money. I was tight on money, and I was gonna get it next year. And so he was giving me all these praises, and I was telling him, yeah, I get it, and I appreciate your thoughts about it, but I just don't have the money right now. So, because I already spent like a bunch more money, and I begged mom and dad more like dad for the green rocket yesterday. So about 30 minutes later, I'm still manning the booth. I have to man it for about an hour. About 30 minutes later, before I have to get off, he comes back with the cable. And I just thought, oh, he's just coming back. I didn't see that he had a cable. And he raises up the cable, and before I get to see it, he's like, so you know how Santa Claus comes around once a year? This is one of those rare times where he comes around twice a year. So basically, he bought me a cord, a $40 cord, and just gave it to me. And like, I couldn't have been any more grateful. I mean, like, I couldn't. I kept on thanking him up and down, and it was, man, Owen Evans, if you ever see this, man, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for the cord. I'm sorry I'm not using it right now. This is just going to be my practice cord and for my cord at home. But thank you once again, and I hope you're doing fine where you live. I forgot where he lives. So yeah, and this thing sounds great. The only thing I have a problem with it, and it's not, I guess it's not a problem with the microphone, it's a problem with my amp, because this is actually an acoustic amp. So all the other microphones I've used were able to be used with an acoustic amp, because they had this special kind of element. These have the special kind of element in them as well. It's just like, it doesn't have a volume thing on it, and it picks them up a lot clearer than all the other mics that I have. So yeah, I'm going to be testing this out, and I'm going to be using, I don't know what I'm going to be using. I'll go with my Marine Band in the key of B flat, not my Golden Melody. Yeah, I seem to be sucking with B flats right now. I can feel that one's about to crab out on me or something. Go use my A. So I am absolutely loving this microphone, and luckily I can also talk into it as well. But then again, like, it's an acoustic amp, so yeah, I'm not surprised. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you want, like, share, and subscribe. If you don't, then see ya. Never to see you again. Have fun with your life. I'm gonna have fun with mine. So bye bye.